They say the river that forgets its source will dry up in silence. But what happens when the source itself decides to dam the river? After 29 years of love, loyalty, and shared dreams, Akon's wife Tomeka Tiam has filed for divorce, demanding a jaw-dropping $100 million, only to discover her global superstar husband allegedly has just $10,000 to his name. Yes. Now the world is asking, how did one of Africa's most successful sons go from locked up to locked out? So tonight, my people, you will hear the untold story, the love, the cracks, the strategy, and the shock behind Akon's 100 million naira divorce earthquake. So stay glued. This one will leave your jaw right on the floor. Yes. So their love story began long before the fame, long before the hits and the headlines. Akon met Tomeka Tiam in the 90s, a time when dreams were still raw and the future very much uncertain. She was not just a lover, she was a quiet force behind him. Beautiful, graceful, but firm. Tomeka was that kind of woman who understands the man behind the mic, the dreamer behind the beats. So together, they built a legacy. When Akon sang Nobody Wanna See Us Together, okay, sorry, my voice is not so musical, okay, but I'm sure you know the song I'm talking about, okay? So when Akon built a legacy, okay, when Akon sang Nobody Wanna See Us Together, many did not realize he was describing real life in that song. Tomeka stood by him through his early career storms, the rejections, the labor wars, the controversies, and even the whispers about other women. In interview, Akon often spoke about his belief in polygamy. Yes, this polygamy wahala. So he always spoke about polygamy, a concept that drew mixed reactions, but one that Tomeka, though not publicly expressive, endured for years. Those who knew her described her as a patient, reserved, and strong-minded personality, a woman who knew how to fight her battles silently. And according to the reports, that's all she has been doing all this while. But every silence has an expiry date, of course. As Akon Empire grew from convict music to Akon Lightning Africa and his real estate ventures across America, Senegal, and beyond, something shifted. Yes. Friends say the marriage started feeling like a business partnership rather than a union of hearts. The once inseparable duo reportedly began living separate lives. Tomeka wanted presence. Akon offered provision. And like we always say, provision might never be enough, especially if what brought both of you together was the drumming, the drum beat of your hearts. Then came 2024, precisely, the year everything was said to have fallen apart. Tomeka filed for divorce after 29 years, close to 29 years, demanding $100 million, insisting she had helped build every layer of his empire. That was the report, or that's the report out there. But what came next left even seasoned court officials completely stunned. When the lawyers ran through Akon's financials, all they found in his personal account was a mere $10,000. Yes, you heard me well. $10,000 only. That's a shocker, right? So the question now is, where was the rest? Well, that's where the things will get very, very interesting. Court records reveal that the bulk of Akon's wealth was not even in his name at all. The properties, the music, that's the music royalties now, even major investment were registered under his mother's name. Yes, so to some, this looked like a masterstroke of foresight. To others, it was deception in disguise. But one thing was very, very clear. one thing is very, very clear, rather. Akon had learned from the best, or perhaps from the boldest. Yes, so remember Ashraf Hakimi, the Moroccan PSG star, whose wife demanded half his fortune only to find everything was in his mother's name? You remember Hakim? I think this Hakimi story trended. Is this sometime early last year or 2 years ago? I'm not too sure now, but I'm sure a lot of you remember Hakimi's story, that PSG star player. Okay, because that news, when it broke out at that time, it kept reverberating all over the social media worldwide. Well, social media users now say Akon must have graduated from Hakimi University with first class honors. I think this is even more than first class. Yes. So what is the social media reaction like on this unfolding divorce saga? Okay, one user wrote, "Brotherhood is proud of him." Wow, of course. This should be a man talking right here. Say, brotherhood is proud of him. Another one said, "Women will claim they built you, but if you fact check, they have been benefiting all along." Another person said, "Give her $2,000 to make peace. It's better than nothing." Wow, that is, they should give her $2,000 from the $10,000. And for this person, that should suffice. Well, it depends on the angle you are looking at this from anyway. But amid the online shares, there were those who empathized with Tomeka, saying, after nearly 30 years of sacrifice, no woman deserved to walk away empty-handed. Well, I don't know what to say about this, but this is what some people are saying. And they may be right. Okay? But here are the big questions at this moment. Here are the big questions. So what really led to the cracks? Yes. Let us find out what really led to the cracks. Insiders suggest it was not just about money. It was about distance. Akon's global commitments kept him away. Between his humanitarian projects in Africa, his music production in America, and his controversial support for multiple relationships, the emotional gap between him and Tomeka widened. There were also whispers about different spiritual values and disagreements on family direction, especially concerning the children and inheritance. But why just $10,000 found in his account? I'm sure you want to know. Sources claim Akon began redirecting his wealth years ago, gradually placing his asset under his mother's management. Whether it was protection, precaution, or prediction, only he can tell at this time. But the move has now become his greatest shield. Because come to think about it, assuming he did not gradually move those things to his mother's name, so are we saying that he's supposed to be losing close to $100 million right now? Come on. So maybe, like some people are already saying, maybe this was a master stroke, by Akon. So what is Tomeka's reaction to this $10,000 found as his possession right now? What was Tomeka's reaction? For Tomeka, discovering that her husband of nearly 3 decades officially owns almost nothing must have been a bitter pill to swallow, right? Reports say she's both shocked and disappointed because while she anticipated a fight, she never imagined the man she built a life with would pull the rug so completely. Because this thing Akon did, I'm sure this woman didn't see this coming. Of course, like they are saying, she expected a fight from him, but never in her life did they envisage that, look, Akon was going to be left with just $10,000. Never. But will she fight? Will she back down, having known that it's $10,000 that is just there? No one knows yet. You never can tell. Her lawyers are reportedly digging deeper, hoping to trace Akon's income channels and business structures to prove indirect ownership. Well, maybe they will keep digging, but if Akon had done this thing on purpose, I doubt if there are going to be any loopholes left, to uncover. But they can try. Okay. So if successful, she might still secure a settlement. If not, she may just have to walk away with memories instead of with millions. Man, this is a sad one. But then, what can I say? So what's the bigger picture in all of this? This divorce has now reignited the gender war online. Men hail Akon as being smart. Women call him selfish. But beyond the noise, this saga mirrors the delicate balance between love and legacy, between marriage and money. Akon though remains silent, perhaps praying, perhaps strategizing. He once said in an interview some time ago, "I don't chase money, I chase purpose. The money just follows." Maybe this is what he meant. Maybe he knew what storms were coming. You never can tell. So let me just try to conclude so that I don't make this video too long, okay? In the end of this whole saga, the story of Akon and Tomeka is not just a celebrity scandal, because at the end of the day, this is not just about celebrity scandal. It's a mirror for all of us. Yes, I'm talking about you listening to the sound of my voice at this time. Every one of us. This is a mirror for all of us. For Tomeka, the lesson is that love should never blind foresight. A woman can be loyal, but she must also be legally and financially wise. For Akon, it's a reminder that protecting wealth should not mean neglecting emotions. Yes, because that's what all he did. He was busy acquiring money, traveling all over the place, forgetting the major component of his life. That is the emotional side of things. A fortress built on trust is stronger than one built on fear. And for the rest of us, yes, I'm talking about you now, listening to the sound of my voice, directly now. Let's remember that marriage is more than chemistry and comfort. It's also about clarity. Yes, you heard me well. Because as the Yoruba proverb says, when a man builds a mansion without a foundation of truth, even the gold-plated walls will someday crumble. That's the sad reality. So what's next for Akon? Only time will tell. But one thing is sure. This story has rewritten the handbook on love, loyalty, and legacy. And in conclusion, let me just say this. If this story stunned you as much as it did to us, hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts below. Because as we always say here on Awake Africa TV, stories like this don't just entertain, they enlighten us and they teach us. And with this, my people, I'm going to just end it right here. What do you think about this story coming out at this time? Please feel free to go to the comment section and leave your thoughts right there so that we can expand and take this conversation further. God bless you. I'll be right back. Bye-bye.